Ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome again to tabbytalks.com. In today's video, we're going to learn how to enter data in Microsoft Excel worksheet, and we're going to give an example of projected sales in 2022. Then after that, we're going to see how we can get the total sales at the end of the year. So I'm going to pick one of the column, and that is column A. And in that column, I'm going to put the year. I'm going to put the year, the month of the year, and then here I will put the sales in the column B, and after that, I'll go ahead and this is the month, sales. So I will start with January. So after putting January, I can go ahead and use the fill handle to get the rest of the month. So I go up to December. So I have the month starting from January, Feb up to December. So I'm going to assign the sales, give the sales for each month. Like in January, I'm going to say the sale was 500, and then this was 450 in Feb. In March was 800, 770, 450, 780, 729, 900, 678, 5, 897, 678. I think that is all. But when you look at these figures, they don't look like sales, because sales have to be in a certain currency. So I'm going to make sure that I put this into dollars. So I'm going to highlight all of them. Then I go to the home tab. When I reach in the home tab, then I'll go and look for numbers. You look for a group called numbers, which is here. Then after, you tap on it, and then you look for the currency. So in this case, I'm going to choose currency, which is in dollars, and then from there, I now have the numbers which are in currency. Now after getting this, at the end, I'm going to get a total sales. Total sales. So in total sales, I'm going to use a function which is called the sum function. The sum function will help me to add all the sales from January to December. So I'm going to say equal sign, then I put the name of the function. As you can see, when I type equal sign, Excel knows that I want to do calculation, and when I put the name of the function, which is sum, Excel will pull that function from its library, and then it will give me the function and tells me that this function, it will help me to add all the numbers in the range of cells. So from there, I'll go ahead and close the bracket, and then I'll put the first value. So in this case, I'm going to use the range, since I have very many numbers and I don't want to mess up. So I'm going to use the range. I'm going to say from B4 up to the last value, which is B15. B4 is like the cell reference for the first value. B is column B, row 4, whereas B15 is the cell reference for the last value, where B is the column B and the 15 is row 15. So after, I'm going to close the bracket. So after doing that, now you can see all these values have been selected in this range. And now when you look at this formula, it has around 4 main parts. The first one is the equal sign, which tells Excel that you want to do a calculation. And then the second one is the name of the function, which is the sum function. And then we have the parentheses. These are open bracket and close bracket. Then inside is what we call the parameters, or the arguments, where we have B4 to B15. So B4 is a cell reference, which means that is the address of the first value, which is $500. So instead of writing the lateral value, I write before the name of the cell, which is column B, row 4. Then the semicolon is the range. The range is denoted with a semicolon, meaning that I want to get a number from this up to this, so I use the semicolon. Then after I write B15. So B15 is the cell reference of the last value, which is column B, row 15. Column B, row 15. So you can even see like column B, it is column B up to row 15. Row 15. So from there, once everything is done, close the bracket, then you go ahead, press enter. Now you can see I've got the what? I've got the answer. I've got the answer as the $80,249. So these were the total sales from January to December. So if I want to know, for example, which month, in which month did I sell high, in which month did I sell low, so I can use a function like the a maximum sell. I can also use minimum sell, minimum sell, minimum function and the maximum function to get the maximum sales and the minimum sales in this year of 2022. I will also get the average sales in that year. So to get the minimum, the maximum, I use the max function, which is equal sign, and I say max. The maximum will return the largest value in a set of values and ignore logical values. So I'll get max, then open bracket, then I'll get the first value, which is 4. Then I put the semicolon to the last value, across the bracket. So as you can see, now all the cells have been selected. All the values are selected. And now I have this function that is going to return the largest value. When I press enter, I see 19. 19 is when you look at all these values, 19, which was August, is the largest value. So it means in the month of August, that's when I sold a lot of things and I obtained a lot of money, a lot of money in that month. What about the minimum? So minimum, I'm going to say equal sign, and I say min function. This one will return the smallest number in the range of cells. So here I'm going to say in bracket, I put the first value, and then after I put the last value, then I close the bracket. So when I do this, this is going to return the minimum value, which is 440, and 440 is found in February. So meaning in February it was not good on my side because the sales were not so good. To get the average, I will use the average function. So I'll go ahead and type equal sign and then say average. This will return the average or arithmetic mean of each argument, which can be numbers or names, arrays, references that contain numbers. So I'll say average, and then I'll go ahead and say that. Then I'll put this first value, semicolon, and I put the last value. So I want to get the R average, which is the same as the mean of all these numbers. And so now I have this, so meaning that by average, I sold around $687 average, like the whole year. If you to calculate the average sales, this is the range, like 687.42 dollars. That is the average sales in this year of 2022. So sometimes after getting this, you can also use these values. You can use these values, the month and the sales. And then after, you go ahead and plot this in a graph, or it can be a bar graph, it can be a line graph, it can be a pie chart, so that you can use this graph to determine how much was sold in each month, which month sold the highest and which month sold the lowest. So to do that, we are going to do like this. First and foremost, you're going to select the month and the cell. So we're going to select all these values starting from the month and the cell that contain the month, and then the cell, and then the cells. Then you move, select all the months and select all the cells value. Then after selecting them, go to insert. Insert is one of the tabs in the ribbon. So after selecting insert, now you go to charts. As you see here, we have the charts. We have one of the group called charts. So I'm going to pick one of the charts, and in this case I'm going to say I want like a 2-column chart. So I will pick this. Now you can see I've gotten the chart already. And when you look at these charts, of course I have the cells, and here I have the month of the year, January to December. And then I have the cells starting from 0 up to 1,000, because my biggest value is 900. That's why in the scale, in the scale, I range from 0 up to 1,000. So when you look at this, just by using this graph, you can automatically see that in the month of August, that's where I did a lot of sales, and then followed by November, which was 897, and then I went to March, which was 800, and then I went to, I think June and July was almost the same. June and July was almost the same. There was a difference of only 1. So you can also like put the layout, change the layout, so that you can put data values, like if you want to put all the values inside, or you can also put articles, like this is the y-axis. So in this y-axis, I can go ahead and put these are the cells. These are cells, and then this is month of the year. Month of the year 2022, and then after putting this, then from there, now you can see how my data has been projected into the chart. I can change this to another chart type, like when you go to chart design, we have an option for change the chart type. So you can click there, then maybe I select the line graph. So after when we press OK, now the chart will change to a line graph. If I want to change to another chart, like the pie chart, I can go ahead and change the chart into the chart design tab. Then from there, select the pie chart, then I press OK. Now you can see my chart will turn into a pie chart. If I want to change into a bar graph, I can select the bar graph from the chart, and then I press OK, and then you can see I have a bar graph. If I want an area, I will still select area, and then you'll see my chart will change to an area. If I want the XY scatter, this is how it will look like. If I want the map, this is how it's going to look like. Then if I want the stock, maybe surface, ladder, this is how the ladder looks like. So generally, this is how we can play around with our data values in Microsoft Excel. First of all, we have seen how to enter values in different cells, different columns and rows. We went ahead to see how to manipulate them, like getting the total values, maximum, minimum, average if necessary. Then we have seen how to enter to enter these values which are in our cells into a certain chart and change different chart types. So in the next video we shall look at other techniques on how to use Microsoft Excel. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.